Good morning, welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is the Barre class. How are you doing today? Let's take a moment, check in with our bodies, including our feet. But first, a little playful drill to start, the one that we call the loosey-goosey.
Loosey-goosey.
Loosey-goosey. So give yourself a little bit of room, and if you need that balance aid, of course, hold on. From here, transfer your weight to one foot, pull up a leg, and from here, open the knee to the side. Then lift the ankle away, and bring the foot across the body. And then repeat. The knee comes in, the foot goes out, and nice and loosey-goosey for just a couple. Work on that stability leg, pulling up the kneecap, cramping the glutes. Work on that mobility leg, working in and out of that hip. Last one or two. After that, return the foot to the center and down. Let's switch. Pulling up. Knee across the body and then knee open. Then the knee will come back in as the foot goes out. And then nice and control, loosey-goosey style. Build that stability in the one hip. A little more focus on this side for me and that mobility on the other side. We'll come back to movements like that in a moment. But first, let's go back to the feet. With your feet assembled in a parallel position, pointing forward, pull the heel off the floor, getting towards that demi-point. From there, point, and then flex over the toes. Point the toe, back to that demi-point or balls of feet, hips forward as the heel goes down. Alternate to the other side. Pull up, point, flex over, back to the point, the demi, hips extension, forward. Repeat one more time. Pull away, flexing over toes to the point, and then back to the full foot. And then last time, other side. Point, flex, and back. From that position, let's pivot to first and repeat two on each side, pulling away, flexing over those toes, standing nice and tall on the standing leg, and then back. And pull up and point and flex. And how are your feet feeling today, Lauren? Last on each side.
I really like when I feel those toes work as I go from the ball of the foot to the point. Hop!
Nice. Pop those elastics off your shoes or point your toes. From here, point one leg out to the side, toe ball heel on the down. Transfer weight to one side that we're on the demi point. And for about 8 repetitions, pop those elastics, point those toes, stiff knees, and fire away. Last couple again, the calf could burn, the arch could burn, power up in those toes.
The glute.
The glutes, return the heel to the ground. Transition weight to the other side, and repeat. Point toes, demi-point. Point toes, demi-point. Point toes. Is this leg straight? I know Lauren's going to call me at least once this hour. I need to straighten my knees as well. Last repetition, down and pull. And then add that little friendly wiggle. From here, let's get to the floor. Checking out our forward fold. Chin tuck. Keep the hips stacked over the feet, knees as straight as possible. The knee to bend, sequence that now, and then flex continuing to the floor. Place your hands on the ground, hands and knees, and we'll go forward with our planks later today. But for now, think fingertips heavy, those callus lines or first knuckles, just like the demi point, and then connect the whole hand. With one leg, bend the leg at the knee. Here in my left leg, is bending. Then I'll pull the knee off the floor. Flex the hip, bring that knee towards the chest or hands out front. Return to center. Move the leg out towards the side. Maybe this is called a hydrant here. Just hold that for a second longer. Pull in, and then hip extension to the back. Keep those ribs to hips. Safely keep the knee bent. Extend the hip. Pull under, return the leg to the floor, and then switch to the other side. So grip the floor, nice and heavy, single leg bends, in this case Lauren's left leg, heel to the bone. Then pull that off the floor, and pull the knee forward in that hip flexion. The tailbone is long, and the knees forward. Return the leg underneath. Out to the side next, nice and control. Breathe into that. The hips are level. The knee is bent. Pull back into center. And lastly, our hip extension here, keeping those ribs to hips. Breathe into that, cramp the hamstring, extend with the glute, and then pull back in. From here, press yourself away from the floor towards that down dog position, and then back to our fold to stack. Nice and control, all the way back up. Next, we have a little bit of our plie series.
Okay.
Work on the bar, balancing to the side. Let's work through first and second position plies. Standing nice and tall, pivot to first. Press the feet into the ground, pulling up those kneecaps, cramping glutes. Then against that tension, pull the heels together, bending those knees. Like between two panes of glass, press the feet away to stand. Repeat. Pull yourself down, feeling those adductors, tension on the inside of the groin, and then the feet press heavy to stand. One last time as we pull into low. This time, could you lift the heels by pulling even higher, and then press the heels, stand up tall, and then our first balance here on 2 points. The kneecaps are pulled up, those ankle bones press forward, and for 1 second longer, now control the down. Open up to that second position, and same thing. Modify if you need to come back to that bar, and for 3 repetitions, pull the heels together, bending those knees, and then stand up tall. Pull down again, and extend once more. Pull again. Could you continue to pull those heels off the floor, then place them down, and then open to a tall stand, and then our balance from this position. Press those ankle bones forward, pull up the kneecaps, cramp the glutes, take your hand away from the bar if you can, and then slow down. That tendu assemble together, following by a little bit of a shake. Let's repeat that one more time, and just switch sides, vary it up a little bit. Check it out. So the same thing. From our first position, perhaps include the arm this time. Pull to the first plie and extend. And then out to the front and extend. And then pull down for the last one. Continue to pull those heels away. Connect the heels, stand tall, and hold our balance. Arms can be down low and first, on the bar, or bring them towards that overhead fifth. Return the arms and the heels to the floor. Tendu to second, repeat. Pull ourselves low, incorporate that arm as you can, and extend to tall. Pulling the heels together, we go up front, and then out to the side. That coordination piece is tough. And for the third and final, we'll pull low, then stand to tall, and then here, let's just open up again, holding on to your second position balance, first, second or fifth position arms, and then slowly return to the floor. I'll do that in, add the wiggle, and from here, we'll forward fold. With my back against the bar, the forward fold hallmarks again is my hips. Avoid the hinge like your kettlebell swing. We might start with our head back and extension, pull the crown high, and flex the upper back. Fold as if between two slightly wider panes of glass than your body, of course, but keep tension on those glutes and hamstrings as we bend. Then walk out to our high plank. If you're training with a partner, maybe give them a high five here. High five. And then in that plank's position, create tension for 10 seconds. The cues include going, pulling those hands to feet, cramping those glutes, screwing those hands into the floor, embracing the shake, placing the knees on the floor, catching your breath, and finishing with your tailbone in slight extension, if you will, or tailbone to the ceiling. Then, high plank one last time. Connect those ribs, hips with a slight posterior tuck, and then continue to generate that tension by pulling the kneecaps up, those hands to feet. Breathe over top of that for one more second, and then walk hands to feet, or feet to hands based on your space. And once you've assembled in the forward fold, pull yourself up, nice and tall, and then reset. We do our fold, we do our plank and followed by the port bras. On my board, I call it the FPP. FPP. From here, pivot to first, arms down low. Elevate the shoulders and pull them down. Protract the shoulders and pull them back. Now keep the shoulders in a slightly down and back position, but the blades sit flush with the rib cage. From here, take the arms towards parallel with the floor, then look one way. The neck, the chin might connect to the clavicle as we close the center. Then through first here, open to the front, and then trace with the eyes and your gaze of the hand, and then nice and control to center, and then up. Repeat one last time, but go down. So here we'll go down, and I'll trace and hand out to the side. And then bring that all the way back around. And then one more time here, low, trace it with the eyes to the side, and then return to front, and low, and the wiggle. Tendus and dégages now. Tendus first, working from parallel or from that first position. Where can you extend that leg out front, flexing on the hip, keeping the foot flat on the floor? Hold that for a second longer. Then where could you get with those toes that point? And then finish with that toe point that leg in the front is just barely hovering on the floor. Pull the leg into the ground and back. Repeat one more time. Where does that foot get flat? Maybe it won't be too far. Then those balls of feet next. And then finish with those toes. Pull the foot back into the floor, extending the hip. Repeat to the side. Leg out to the side, staying nice and tall, flat foot for now. Then to that ball of foot next. And then finish with the toes, reach away, and pull into the ground to return to tall. One more time. A flat foot first, and then from there, the demi point. Follow that with your toe point, and then pull into the floor, articulating through the foot. Out the back, try the same thing. Keep those hips forward, and where does that leg go by itself? My heel barely clears my front foot. Then, that demi point, then finish with the point. Are you in the back? That's such a tough area. Hug that line in the center, and then work through the foot underneath. One more time. A full foot, keeping those hips forward and knees straight. Then use your toes to extend to the back. And finish with the toe point, hugging center. Then, pull the leg underneath, and then reset. We're going to switch sides and repeat that same thing one more time. There we go. We were integrating some of those French words last week, and to confirm, little pas de bourre right there. Ooh, little soutenu while we're at it. There we go. So again, we're working from that parallel position. Use the bar if you need.
Or turn out.
Excuse me. Working from the first position, turned out here. Nice and control, full foot. Where will it go? Then, those balls of feet at the demi point, and then finish with the toe. Pull back, full foot connects underneath the hips, nice and extended and tall. Repeat, straight leg, where will it go? Then do the toe piece next, and then finish with the point, and then pull that leg underneath. Repeat to the side or second. Straight leg, slide across the floor, and then next to the demi point, and then finish with those toes. Pull into the ground, taller on that standing leg all the time, and repeat one more. Out to the side, then the demi point next, and finish with the toes, and pull into the ground, taller all the time. Out the back, small shapes are the best here. Keep standing tall, leg to the back, full foot. Then to that demi point, and then finish with the toes. Flex over toes, pull straight leg back underneath. Repeat one more time. Extend the hip, flat foot. Then point through those toes. Finish with the beautiful toe point, laser beams shooting out, and then pull back in underneath. I think that's it. That's a lot of work there out the back. From here, same thing, folding to the ground, but this time like a telescope. If we again assembled our hips on a wall, bar, or chair at our back, I want us to lead first with our face this time. So slowly and safely give yourself that text neck, and then extending the spine away like a telescope. We're folding now from the top down. So our chin starts to flex at the neck, and we slowly pull ourselves towards that low position. Bend the knees if you need to, or just tiptoe away, and then from there, walk out to our high plank, and knees down this time. Extend one leg out the back, and hold. Can you press that toe tip into the ground, making that a hard plank for 5, 4, 3. Relax tension, bring the knee underneath, and alternate to the other side. Extending at the leg, pull the foot into the floor, creating nice tension, and hold. You're shaking more than I am.
And
Pull that foot in the ground for 1 more second, and then pull underneath. Repeat one last time each leg. Extend the leg to the back, press those toe points in the ground, and create a nice tension through the core, and hold for 3, 2, relax, pull the knee under, and alternate to the other side. Extend, pull down, point those toes, create tension for 4, 3, ease away, bring the knees underneath, and then fold back up. So walking feet to hands, or hands to feet, stack to tall, and then wiggle it out. Quarter bra time. From parallel, go to that first position, and then assemble in second. Add a little wiggle, take a breath, and check in. Assemble those arms down low. Same pattern as before, but towards that 5th position overhead. Shoulders shrug, but then pull them down. Shoulders go forward and pull them back. The shoulder blades are flush with the rib cage. From here, arms towards overhead, then look at one, right and the left, and then nice and control all the way down to center. Up through center, gazing at those hands as we go, and then out to the side, nice and control. Chin might touch the clavicle, and return. Now trace the right hand out to the side, going low to high, and then around the quarter bra here to the top, and then down, and then out to the other side, in this case my left. Just go up and over, and then nice and graceful return. Adding that wiggle as we need. Dégagés, nice and controlled, but quick. Using your bar from your first position or in parallel, dégagé is that tendu action, and then pull the leg off the floor. Tendu with a little flick at the end, and then pull back underneath. Repeat to the front for 3 more. Push to the front and pull. Off the floor, that dégagé, and under. And here, that's our 4. Repeat 4 to the side. Press to the floor, and then pull under. Press and pull. 2 more here, and last one. Repeat to the back. Flick the toes, pull under. Flick the toes, pull under. 2 more, keeping those knees straight and trying to keep daylight from out of those legs. Add a little wiggle. Let's just switch sides and repeat that same thing. Nice and tall, here we go. Working from that first position, 4 dégagés to the front. Front and under. Front and under. Front. Let's go one more time and pause. And then to the side. Side and under. Side and under. Side and under. Last one. To the back for 4. Extend and under. To the back and under. Take away that daylight. No space between those legs is allowed. And under. And shake. Repeating that dégagé in the center or facing your bar. Assemble with your feet in our first position. 8 to the left, 8 to the right, then 4 and 4, and 2, 2, and we'll climb right back up. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, switch. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, pause, 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 2, 2, ready to go, 1, 2, 2, and 2, and 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, now 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, assemble, and wiggle. From here, let's go back to the original forward fold, keeping the shoulders as close to the feet underneath as possible. The chin tuck first, flex to that upper back as we round. Nice and control. Think about sandwiching your chest towards those kneecaps, and then walk out to your high plank. If the 3-point plank from before felt okay, let's progress that into our elevated position. Flick those toes, extend the hip, and for 10 seconds, pull those hands to feet. Keep the glutes engaged with a squeeze, keep pulling those hands to feet, and then return the leg to the floor. Place the knees down for a moment.
Did you
Take a breath. No, just the one. And then we'll repeat on the other side. So assemble in that high plank position. Point the toe to the back, hug center, and for 10, 9, squeeze your bum. Point that toe for 5, 4, 3, foot down, take your time, walk back up. You know the drill, hands to feet, feet to hands, and nice and stacked. And that shake. Rond de jambe time, that's hip circles if you will, and we're doing it in a low position on the floor, first time around, and second time, slightly off the ground. For this, I'll be working in that parallel position. Starting with that dégagé, that tendu to the front, keep it on the floor. An external,
And then you took it off. Oh, okay, gotcha.
an external rotation in the hip is to open that leg to the side. An internal rotation in the hip helps us navigate those corners to the back as we draw a circle towards the back, flex over the toes, and under. Repeat to the other direction, being extension or back first. That outside leg points toes to the back. With the hips forward, we'll turn out of that hip, leg to the side, to the front, and then extension of the hip to bring the foot under. Repeat, this time in the dégagé or slightly off the floor. So press through the floor, point the toes that were a couple inches away from the ground. Then that external rotation in the hip allows that second position. The internal rotation of the hip navigates that corner to the back, hugging side, center, flexing over toes, underneath, and repeat one last time to the back. Flip the toes, open the hip, continue to roll around in that hip to front, tap down, grow tall, underneath. Repeat on the other side. And again, whether it's more beautiful pirouettes or pas de chas, let's switch up, same thing other side. Low as a tendu and high like a dégagé 2 times 3. I'm in parallel and I'll press through the floor to bring the leg front. That external rotation in the hip takes me around to the side, and my hip is still staying forward as that leg goes towards the back. Flex over toes, bring the foot, leg forward. Repeat to the back, extension first, pointing the toe, turning out of the hip as you go towards that second or side position, and then back to the front, and then under. Repeat with the dégagé effort, or just slightly off the floor, and then open from the hip, cramp the standing leg, internally rotate on that elevated leg, hug the back, tap and flex over toes to pull under. Final time here to the back as we point the toes, open up, bring it around, nice and controlled to the front, to the tap, that hip extension forward to bring the leg back. While we're on our bar here, one more time in that nice little port bras upper back row. Take a hand out to the side. From here, rotate towards your bar. From there, lift the arm up by using the rib cage to drive this action. Roll around the back, tip into that new corner, and return to the position in the center. Switch. From here, we'll go away from the bar first, opening up to the corner, keeping that armpit low as you reach around the back. And then now we're here to the bar side, round or flex that upper back to return center. Add that wiggle. Repeat on the other side. Feet in first, or maybe, parallel, or mix it up with that position in first. With the arm out to the side, bring it into the bar first. Nice and control that upper back round. The armpit stays low as to not shrug a shoulder, and we'll reach around, opening up to that brand new corner, nice and control, and rounding back to center, and then away from the bar. Armpits stay engaged, just anti-shrug muscles there. Nice rotation, and back to center. Hopefully that was that's a nice sound there. Getting that rib roll. Mobilize that rib cage to stay strong. I'd like to do two more things if we could. Firstly, quick set of our Jane Fondas and then some développé holds. So in the center here, start in parallel. One leg stays straight, in that case it's my left, and my right leg, which stays still or in the same place, will do the bending. A single leg out front, and extend. Repeat, 4 to the front, that knee over toe, extend the hip through, that's 3, and one more time. Extend. Same effort to the side. Open to the side, and tall. The hips stay over top of that foot like a plie. Avoid tipping forward or hinging back. We have one more. That's one?
Yep.
All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. The knee over toe, nice and tall. Extend those hips back. The bending leg is the stationary leg. The stiff leg at the knee moves. This is 3, extend, and one more time, knee over toe, extend. Out to the side for 4. 1, and pull back in tall. Press energy out to the side and in. Those arms again might help think about sending those energies out to the side. And for our 4th and final, out to the side and in. As our last balance challenge for the day, let's return to things loosey-goosey style. Pull up, nice and control. Open the leg to the side. Then, nice and control there. Groove out those shapes in the hip. Cramp the standing leg. Loosey-goosey as you go for 3, 2, and then one more. Pull center and under. And final move for the day. Pull up on the other side. Open, close. Work on that internal and external rotation in the hip. Work on a stabilizing hip. And a mobilizing or a gesturing leg here. 1, 2, and maybe that last one. Return the foot in, press it down, add some more wiggles, and thank you for joining. Use the chat feature, let us know what you think about today's practice. Laura and I enjoy sharing our lessons that we've learned in ballet with you, and look forward to getting back with our ballet instructor. Practice the basics, tendus, dégages, and pliés. Work on those basics, stay strong, take care, and we hope to train soon. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Thanks for coming. Another bar.